Giovanni Pinna invited us to the gobsmackingly beautiful region of Maremma on the Tuscan coast in Italy to enjoy the sun and sea for this on location. Giovanni is one of Italy's best known lighting designers, and he shared his passion and enthusiasm for the industry and the work he loves as we talked about his career, including 30 years working with Italian megastar Vasco Rossi. Giovanni underlines the importance of people and collaboration in creating spectacular productions, as well as the art of having fun and enjoying life. How do you know this gorgeous location?
So this location is scouting of my grandfather, who was a chemist in a chemical industry in Tuscany, and years after the war he was scouting. In the summertime, he was scouting seaside places, and he found out this place on a beach nearby, and he bought a piece of land, pine wood forest, and slowly he built first a house, then my parents built another one in the 70s, and my uncle another one, and this is the family place since I was born, and it's a great location where all the family, all the kids, everyone grew up here.
And obviously you have some great childhood memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, all the family is so tight and so comfortable in this place. It's really our second house.
So let's just rewind a little bit, and can you tell me about how you first got interested in doing lighting or got into the industry?
I was in high school. I had a friend who knew a guy who was half American, half Italian, who was the manager of all the stagehands. He had a small company of stagehanding in Milan, but actually, since he was American, he had the right contacts, and he had all the foreigner shows in Milan, and that was the golden era for the shows in Milan. So he called me in. You know how to speak English. We need people who can speak English on stage, even if you never done this. So I went in for my first show. That was a Bruce Springsteen in San Siro Stadium show in '84, and I've done some stagehanding and some runner, as I had a motorcycle, so that was my first experience. And after that, it started flowing really in a strong way. I started doing all of them, from super shows, Genesis, Yes, Frank Zappa, whatever was coming to Milano, I was there doing it, and I was really passionate about music, so I loved it because I had the chance to see all my favorite bands. I started doing, helping out on stage, so my first experience, I didn't know anything about it, so I would go there and help out sound guys or lighting guys, video guys sometimes, and after a while I understood that lighting was much more interesting than all the rest. And of course I also got into Italian shows. I stagehand for several bands that I would have designed for later on. Vasco Rossi, Pino Daniele, Antonello Venditti, and this made me get in touch with, I got in touch with the Italian companies, of course, and with all the Italian crews doing this job. I was studying, but I got contacted by these companies.
You were at university by this
yes.
time, were you?
By the time I got to the university, I was studying modern history, and particularly one company in Milano that was the biggest rental company in Italy, Milano Music Service. Their internal lighting designer, that was this Manolo, he was it's called Manolo, was his nickname, is Gianfranco Emanuele. He spotted me, and he thought that he saw that I was really passionate about the thing. He saw something in me. He said, you should work with me. So that was the beginning. I helped a lot. He was continuously proposing me work and jobs, but I was studying in the university, so it was, okay, sometimes I will be there, but I cannot do this full time. It was going on so well, and I was enjoying it so much that I arrived at a certain point after 3 years of my university career. and I decided that this was my job.
What was your first sort of significant show actually as a lighting designer?
The first big opportunity I had was in 1988. Manolo, this lighting designer, he had a lot of shows actually going on. So he had a smaller production that was this singer, very popular in Italy, is called Raf. And so he designed the show, and then he proposed me as not only as an operator, but as the person in charge of the job. He didn't come on tour, so I left for this tour, and it was my first tour actually being in charge of all the show and doing it on a custom-made console with 20 presets, very basic, only power cams and aircrafts. But I had so much fun that at the end of that tour, I was really, so enthusiastic about it and so willing to do more. And so that was my first real job doing the show.
So then came the first Vasco Rossi tour, right? Italy's biggest superstar, with whom you've now worked for 30 years.
I got involved with Vasco Rossi in '91 and as an operator of moving lights. In '93, the tour developed really in a big show. It was his first year of huge show. In '91, he's done some stadiums, but it wasn't a tour. It was just some events. And in '93, the production called in this superstar lighting designer that was called Simon Tuchner, an English man. Simon came into Italy, and he relied on me because I was his crew chief, his operator, and his programmer. So all the tour, we were working together. I learned so much from Simon. Simon was a super professional. I had no idea about, how to manage in a professional way, cue lists, show strategy, all these things that he taught me. It was a great tour. At the end, the last gig of the second leg of the tour, Simon had a big fight with production and left the tour. That was my opportunity because, and Simon was wishing that, of course. I think also he suggested this, but anyway, the manager of Vasco came in to me. I was 25 years old, and he said, "Do you feel like, taking over? Would you dare doing this?" I said, "Yes, of course. I mean, I will risk this. I will do this, of course." And I took the job. I redesigned some of it, and we started the third leg, and it was great. Everything was perfect, and they loved it, and that was the beginning, the real beginning of my big lighting design and career, and it went on and on, especially with Vasco.
What's Vasco like to work with as an artist? I mean, I believe that he's really interested in having like the best production, and a lot of energy goes into how he looks on stage.
Vasco is totally unique. I mean, among all the artists I work for, he is really unique. Just because, first of all, he's really into the show. Although he doesn't tell you what to do, never, he loves to have a great show, the latest technology, the biggest setup, the most powerful effects, special effects, lasers. So he's really keen to invest on this, okay? And then, second of all, he trusts so much the people that work for him. He's very picky. He has to pick you. He has to trust you. But once he trusts you, it's really smooth. I mean, he loves you, and he will, just you tell me what we're doing, and we will do it. Okay, that's more or less how it works. So it's a great experience working in with him, and he knows also about team building. He has built a team of lighting designer, stage manager, sound engineer, set designer. It's the same people. It's really a great family since more than 20 years. We all work so well together, and everything is so perfectly matching, that it's another world. It's so different from any other gig you take.
Sure.
He is a great man. He's the super rock and roll star, Italian rock and roll star. the only and unique. He's the only one who can sell out 6 Stansito stadiums in a row. Wherever he goes, it's sold out, and whatever he does, it's sold out. So it's really a great honor and great pleasure, of course, working with him. He is an incredible artist in all the aspects.
What do you most enjoy about your work?
Now, first of all, my work is fun. So, you know, creativity and having fun and being paid for that is really a fortune. I mean, we are lucky. I am lucky. I love the job. I'm really passionate about it. I love the creative moment. I love so much programming my shows. That moment maybe is the best, apart from doing the show, but having, you know, these huge systems, but even if they're small, and being there on your own with in the night with your lighting system, it's something magic, something so, you know, you're so in tune with your lighting rig, and everything works so smooth. And I love to prepare things very well, and you cue lists, and I arrive at the programming moment with quite clear ideas, so everything flows quite quickly. And I love to do it on the desk because I'm quite good at that. It was my job for years, so it's a great job, no doubt about this. The other big part of the job that I love is the teamwork, the relations. I love my crew, and I love to work with people. I love to be so not so friendly, but anyway, it's you know, that family feeling again that comes in, especially with your crew, that gives you, how we say in Italy, you know, you say dare il sangue. They give me the blood, okay, because they work so hard for my job, and without them, you know, I'm nothing. I can't do it. So that's such an important and such a great part of the job. So many relations built in the years came as, you know, developed in friendship with so many persons. So I'm so happy about this, and probably this is something that in many other jobs you cannot get.
You've worked in many places around the world, and you know, you've seen a lot over the years, over your career. So is there anywhere you particularly like to go?
So at the beginning of the career, of course, my first experience abroad were Northern Europe, Germany especially, with Eros Ramazzotti, and of course we appreciate so much, but also in these days we still appreciate so much how the venues are organized abroad. You know, they are built to host concerts, and everything is so well organized and done for our job. I appreciate so much working also in Australia, but at the same time I had a lot of fun working, for example, in South America or in East Europe, where, you know, you still see people connecting live wires to pieces of wood with nails, or, you know, some funny and odd things, no safety rules, but again, they make it. You know, I've done big shows in Brazil and especially East Europe, and we always made it, and we always were really satisfied with it. So it's also, this is even related to relation with the people. Of course, if you show up and you're mean and to the locals, and you're not let's say free and elastic on some stuff, of course you will have some hard time from them. But it works at the end, and you always find a solution. That's an advantage for us Italians, that, you know, we can live with this and take it as it is, instead of going mad seeing things like so strange going on. So it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's a real great experience and a great opportunity to have the possibility to work in other places. You know, wherever you go, it's, you know, you find their own traditions, and many times You find different ways of doing the same things, and I love that part of the job. It's really a great thing that you can experience only traveling the world and doing this job.
Sure, and learning from each experience.
Yeah, yes.